Hey there, you strong, gorgeous human being. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to Kalana Yoga. My name is Shauna, and I will be guiding you through today's practice. This class is a cardio yoga class, so get ready to get your sweat on and get your heart rate lifted, but always be sure to practice at your own pace and focus on proper form. Just know this is a recording of a live class, and if you're interested in joining us live, please check out the website kalaniyoga.com, where you'll see the full schedule and you can sign up for class even for free. Thank you so much for being here.
All right, well, as always, thank you guys so much for joining me. We are going to get started in a standing position. So come to mountain pose. You can be centered in your mat and you can either have your feet together, big toes to touch, heels just a sliver apart, or if it's more comfortable for you to keep your feet further apart, that is just fine too. Since we'll be holding this posture for a few breaths, want to make sure you feel very comfortable. Root down through all four corners of both feet. So imagine all of those corners of your feet, the corner right beneath your big toe, right beneath your pinky toe, and then both sides of your heel. That's what we mean by all four corners of one foot. So imagine all of those corners of each foot are rooting down for stability, and then actively lift everything up, including your arches, your calves, your kneecaps, and your thighs. Squeeze your glutes in and up. Squeeze the belly button in. Allow the tailbone to reach down, creating the natural curvature in your low spine. Roll your shoulders down your chest for a nice long neck, broad collarbone. And you can choose to keep your arms down at your side to begin, or if you prefer, you can come to Samastitihi, hands at heart center. If you feel comfortable to do so, take this opportunity to close your eyes. Reach the crown of your head to the sky. Take 3 large inhales in through your nose. So first one, deep inhale through the nose. Fill your lungs. And exhale, sigh it out, open mouth. Take your second, larger, deeper inhale through the nose. See if you can expand your lungs even more, filling through the chest, expanding the ribs. And then exhale, force everything out of your lungs. And take your third, largest, fullest breath yet. Invite in as much air into your lungs as you possibly can. Pause when you reach the top. Maybe take one more sip of air. And exhale, let it all go. See if you can release all of the air out of your lungs, coming down to empty. And then seal your lips and continue to take long, slow, deep inhales through the nose and long, slow, complete exhales through the nose. And while you're standing here paying attention to your breath, notice if your weight wants to shift from side to side or forward and back. And perhaps imagine that you are standing on a board which is balancing on a ball. And think about how easy it is for your weight to shift from side to side on that board. And imagine yourself being completely centered, completely balanced on top of that ball, reaching the crown of your head to the sky, and finding that perfect bullseye on the target that you are balancing above. Beautiful. If your eyes are closed, gently blink them open. Take one more shoulder rotation up, back, and down. On your next inhale, reach your arms up to the sky, mountain pose. Spiral your pinkies in, palms face toward each other, or spiral them toward the back wall. Relax your shoulders away from your ears, create length in your neck, and space between your ears and your shoulders. Continue to tuck the tailbone down, reach the crown of your head even taller. Exhale, gentle back bend. Cactus the arms, lift the chest, maybe push the hips a little forward. Inhale, rise, mountain pose, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at the hips, push the glutes back, lead with the chest. Keep the knees bent until you find that tension, and then bend the knees and continue to fold at the waist. From forward fold, hold this for just a few breaths here. Noticing the tightness along the back of your legs for the first forward fold of class. Seeing if you can perhaps tilt your seat bones a little bit closer toward the sky, lengthening along the back of your hamstrings and your knees. Still keeping a nice bend in the knees though. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your palms up to your shins. Roll your shoulders down your back. Squeeze the belly button up. Reach the crown of your head forward. Long, strong spine. Exhale, forward fold once again, relaxing your torso onto your thighs. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing, keeping your chin tucked in. And when you reach the top, arms come all the way with us, mountain pose. Exhale, gentle back bend. Lift with the chest, maybe push the hips a little further forward. Perhaps look up the ceiling. Inhale, rise, mountain pose, arms reach high. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hips, push them back, lead with the chest. Inhale, halfway lift, long, strong spine. Exhale, come down to a tabletop position. Bring your palms down and then your knees down. Shoulders are stacked over wrists. Hips are stacked over knees. Inhale, cow pose. Let the belly drop. Look up and point your tailbone up. Exhale, cat pose. Round the spine. Tuck your chin. Push the mat straight down. Inhale, cow pose. Look up. Create that smiley face with the back. And exhale, cat pose. Around the spine. Breathe into the space between the vertebrae. And continue to move at your breath's pace between cat and cow, but option to add on. Maybe adding on some ankle rotations or neck rotations, wrist rotations. Maybe shake your hips from side to side. Take the next few breaths here to customize your warm-up. And breathe into wherever is feeling a little tight today. And really try to pay attention to if that tightness today is different than how you customize your warm-ups in other class times. Beautiful. Whatever you do on one side, make sure you do on the other. Finding balance. And when you're ready, return back to your tabletop position. Step your right foot back and then your left foot back, coming all the way to plank pose, and then lower all the way down to your belly. Keeping your palms under your shoulders and your elbows hugging towards your ribs. Lengthen the back of your neck. Inhale, baby cobra. Lift the chest just a little bit off the mat. Not putting any weight in your hands, allowing the strength of your back to lift you as high as it feels comfortable. And then lower all the way down to your forehead. Push yourself back up to tabletop. Tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips, creating that beautiful pyramid with the body. And lengthen your heels down toward the mat. You can keep a bend in your knees if that feels comfortable. Option to walk your dog, pressing one heel down at a time, bending the other knee, and switching a few times back and forth. Beautiful. Root down through all 10 fingertips to release some pressure off of your wrists. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Tilt your hips toward the sky and lengthen your heels down toward the mat. It's okay if they don't touch. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward, forward fold. Lift your hips toward the sky. Inhale, rise all the way to standing, mountain pose. Arms come with us. Exhale, gentle back bend. Inhale, rise, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Push the booty back. Inhale, halfway lift, long, strong spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to tabletop or high plank. You can always choose to stay in tabletop instead of practicing high planks. Lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra or high cobra. Begin to straighten the arms. You can still keep the elbows bent, just putting more weight into the arms to increase the bend along the back, broaden through the chest, look up. Exhale, pause through tabletop, tuck your toes, downward facing dog, lift the hips. Take one full cycle of breath here, still lengthening your heels toward the mat. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long, strong spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll yourself up to standing, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, moving just a little bit more quickly now. Inhale, halfway lift, long, strong spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to high plank. Exhale, lower all the way down or halfway down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Bring your elbows to 90 degrees. Inhale, baby cobra, full cobra, or upward facing dog. For upward facing dog, press down through the tops of your feet to lift your kneecaps off the mat. Straighten your arms as much as you feel comfortable. Roll your shoulders down your back. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. You can always stop through tabletop if you wish. Hold for one cycle of breath, full inhale. And exhale, let it all go. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift, long, strong spine. Exhale, forward fold. Lift through the hips. Inhale, rise all the way to standing, mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Bring your palms together, thumbs to your chest. So we'll do one more cycle of sun salutation A. Choose your preferred options. You know what they all are. And move to your own breath's pace. Inhale, mountain pose. Arms reach to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, long, strong spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank. Lower all the way down or halfway down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog, broaden through the collarbone. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hold for one full cycle of breath. Inhale, hold, and exhale, release. Inhale, look forward, step forward. Halfway lift, bring your palms to your shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up to standing, mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center, thumbs to your chest. Beautiful. Take one cycle of breath here. If you're feeling a little hot, go ahead and open your mouth. Maybe stick out your tongue. Release all that hot air out. Beautiful. Inhale, chair pose. Bend the knees, sink your hips low. Keep your hands plugged into your chest. Lengthen the low back, trying to push your tailbone down while keeping the natural curvature of the spine. Just try to prevent the overarching of the low spine by tucking the pelvis forward. Beautiful. Try to sink your hips a little lower. Keep your hands at your chest and continue to think about lifting your chest up as you sink your hips a little lower. Activate the outsides of your glutes. Allow your weight to move toward your heels. Squeeze the low belly in and up. Maybe lower a little bit more. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly straighten the legs. Push yourself up to standing. Beautiful. Take one inhale here. Exhale, chair pose. Bend the knees, sink your hips. See if you can already go down to the lowest point you were at before. Still finding that great form, pulling the pelvis forward, squeezing the low belly in, lifting the chest. And now let's just pulse. So lower a little bit more, lift halfway. Lower a little bit more, lift halfway. Lower, lift. Try to push yourself. It's the honor system. You know how far you want to go. Lower, lift. Lower, lift. Lower, lift. Lower, lift. Last 3, lift. And 2, lift. And 1. Push yourself all the way up to standing. Great job. Maybe shake out the knees a little bit if you need to. Beautiful. One cycle, inhale, hold here. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, chair pose once again. Sink your hips as low as you can. Maybe the lowest yet. Beautiful. And from here, put your weight into your left foot and step your right foot just a little bit behind you. Tap it back and then bring your right foot back to your left. And then press your left foot, tap it back, left back to right. Tap your right foot forward and then back to center, left foot forward, back to center. So your weight is shifting each time. Right back, center, left back, center, right forward, center, left forward, center. See if you can keep going. See if you can keep your weight centered even though you're shifting from right to left foot. Right back, center, left back, center, right forward, center. Keep your hips low. Center, right back, center, left back, center, right forward, center, left forward, center. Last round, right back, center. Keep those hips low. Center, right forward, center, left forward, center. Inhale, push yourself up to standing, mountain pose, arms reach to the sky. Exhale, gentle back bend, lift through the chest. Beautiful. Inhale, rise, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Beautiful. Lengthen the back of your legs. And hold, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, long, strong spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank, hold, high plank. Exhale, lower all the way or halfway down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, baby cobra or full cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Always an option to stop by tabletop. Beautiful. Inhale, reach your right leg high. Toes point down, heel point straight up. Lift through the back of your right thigh. Keep your weight centered between both hands. Maybe lift the heel a little higher. Hold here. Inhale. Exhale, shift your shoulders forward above your wrist and bring your knee as close to your nose as you can. Squeeze your belly in and up, round the spine like cat pose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Reach your right leg back up to the sky, toes point down. Exhale, knee to nose. Shift the shoulders forward. Think cat pose. Bring the knee as close to your nose as you can. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale one more time, knee to nose, shift shoulders forward, squeeze that belly up. Inhale, right leg high. This time, bend the right knee, open the right hip up toward the sky, opening up the right hip. Beautiful. Point the right knee down, three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, step between your hands, a low lunge. Beautiful. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Reach your arms up to the sky. Both hips point forward. Bring your hands to heart center. Lower your back knee down halfway and lift it back up. Lower down halfway and lift. Lower, lift. Last two. Lift and one. Lift. High crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Spin the back heel down. Arms come to a T. Sink as low as you can into that right knee. Maybe sink your hips a little lower. Shoulders stack up over hips. Gaze past your right fingertips. Reach your arms in opposing directions. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Beautiful. Inhale, reverse warrior. Reach your right arm to the sky. Beautiful. Exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale, star pose. Straighten the front knee. Pivot your right toes parallel to your left. Arms come to a sky. Listen carefully. Exhale, warrior two to the back of your mat. So pivot your left toes back to the back of your mat. Bend your left knee. Sink back into your lunge on the left side. Shoulders stacked over hips. Reach the arms in opposing directions. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, reverse warrior. Lift your left arm to the sky. Right arm reaches down the back thigh. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star pose. Parallel the feet. Exhale, warrior one to the front of your mat. To the right. Right toes pivot forward. Right heel reaches forward. See if you can sink a little lower in that right knee. Inhale, star pose. Parallel the feet. Exhale, warrior two to the back of your mat. See if you can go a little lower in the lunge. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Squeeze that low belly in and up. Inhale, one more round, star pose. Exhale, warrior two to the front. Lower every time. Beautiful. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior two to the left. Beautiful. Inhale, star pose. Listen carefully. Bring your hands to heart center. And side lunge to the left. So bend the left knee. Keep both toes pointed to the side of your mat. Both feet are parallel. And you can keep your chest lifted, or if you need to put your hand on your thighs for a little stability, that is okay too. To make it a little more challenging, keep your chest lifted up as high as you can and sink your hips as low as you can. Inhale, press to center. Exhale, side lunge to the right. Bend the right knee, sink the hips down low. You'll feel the stretch along the inside of your left leg. You'll feel the fire in your right glute. Inhale, press to center. Exhale, side lunge to the left. Beautiful. Inhale, press to center. Exhale, side lunge to the right. Beautiful. Inhale, press to center. Star pose, arms reach up. Exhale, warrior two to the right. Pivot your right toes forward. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Reach forward. Lower your right arm to your thigh. Reach your left arm to the sky. Option to straighten the right elbow and press it along your inner thigh for a little bit of a more challenging variation. Squeeze the low belly in and up. Inhale, look down at your front foot. Exhale, release your hand down and step back, high plank. Chaturanga is optional. If you're feeling gassed, meet me in downward facing dog. If you're going chaturanga option, lower down full or halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog or full cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. We can always stop through tabletop. Great job. I would say my heart rate is going. What about you guys? Inhale, left leg high. Let's focus on building those arms. Toes point down, heel points up. Lift through the back of your left thigh. Beautiful. Hold it one more breath here. Lift the heel maybe a little higher. Exhale, stack shoulders over wrists. Reach your knee as far forward as you can toward your nose. Press down through the fingertips for stability. Inhale, left leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Squeeze that belly in and up. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg high. Breathe. Exhale. Last time, reach your knee to your nose. See if you can touch it. Inhale, three-legged dog. This time, bend the left knee. Open up the left hip, lifting the left knee toward the sky. Beautiful. Return to three-legged dog, toes point down. Exhale, step it through. Low lunge. Place your left foot in between your hands. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Arms come to the sky. Back heel is lifted. Both hips are pointed forward. Shoulders stacked over hips. Bring your hands to heart center. And let's just do 5 little lunges. Lower your back knee down and then lift it up halfway. And lower and lift. Squeeze that right glute. Lower, lift. Last 2, lift. Last 1. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Arms come to a T. Beautiful. Hold warrior 2. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Activate through the triceps. Reach the fingers in opposing directions. Inhale, reverse warrior. Lift your left arm to the sky. Breathe into your left ribs. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, hold. Inhale, star pose. Parallel the feet. Reach your arms up. Exhale, warrior 2 to the back of your mat. Pivot your right toes to the back. Lunge into your right knee. Maybe get a little lower. As low as you feel comfortable while pushing yourself to your limit. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior 2 to the front, left side. Beautiful. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior 2 to the right. Beautiful. Feeling the stretch along the whole back of both of our legs. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior 2 to the front. Beautiful. Inhale, star pose. Last time, warrior 2 to the back. Beautiful. Inhale, star pose. And we'll do a little different variation this time. Bring your hands to heart center. I'll turn around so you can see me. And heel toe your feet in just a little bit. And then pivot your toes out, heels in. And then sink down into your goddess squat, horse squat. Beautiful. So knees are tracking in line with your middle toe. Squeeze the low belly in. Shoulders stacked up over hips. and pulse, lower and lift, lower and lift. Really focus on squeezing the back of both thighs and the outside of both glutes. Think about squeezing the outside of those glutes for that nice firm booty. Beautiful. Let's do a few more. Lower, lift. Last two, lift. Last one, hold at the bottom. Lift your right heel off the mat. Keep the toes down. Lower it. Lift your left heel off the mat. Keep the toes down. Lower. One more round. Right. We can do this. Lower and left and lower. Now both heels up off the mat. Woo! And then lower. Inhale, arms reach to the sky, star pose, straighten the legs. Exhale, wide leg forward fold, hinge at the hips, reach your fingertips down to the mat. So you can keep your legs as narrow or as wide as you wish. So if you wish to widen them out, that's fine. Or you can stay right where you are. We'll hold this for a few breaths here. You can keep your palms maybe under your shoulders. If that feels a little far away, you can place blocks under your palms to bring the ground a little bit closer. If you have a lot of flexibility through your knees, keep your knees slightly bent. Or even if you have just discomfort in your knees, feel free to keep your knees lightly bent. Keep your weight in the balls of your feet. And as you're holding the posture, maybe start to work your chest a little closer toward your inner thighs. Trying to keep the back nice and long and strong. So refraining from over curving through the upper back. Point your sit bones to the sky to lengthen the back of your legs. And notice as you're holding this, especially since you're super warmed up, you might be able to get a little bit deeper into the stretch. Beautiful. Okay, slowly starting to walk ourselves out of it. Bring your palms under your shoulders. Inhale, come up halfway. And then reach yourself all the way up to the sky, star pose. Exhale, warrior two to the front of your mat, left foot. Beautiful. Inhale, hold. Exhale, extended side angle, reach forward. Bend the left elbow to your knee, reach your right arm to the sky. And option to straighten the left arm along the inner left leg. For a deeper version of this stretch, squeeze the low belly in and up. Maybe think about lengthening and straightening through the torso. You can take your right palm and press it to your upper ribs to straighten that back so it's not over rounding. Great job. Inhale, look down and in front of you. Release your hands down. Step back to high plank. Chaturanga optional. I'll meet you in downward facing dog. Take your preferred variation. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Great job. You guys are killing it. Beautiful. Inhale, look down and in front of you. Exhale, step forward and come to a seat. Wonderful job. Bring your legs out in front of you. Keep your toes reaching to the sky. Come down to your sit bones. So adjust as needed to come flash onto your sit bones. Reach your arms up to the sky. Squeeze the low belly in. And exhale, seated forward fold. Hinge at the hips. Option to keep the knees bent, toes reaching up. And just reach as far forward as you feel comfortable. So I'm not super flexible in the legs, so I keep my knees bent for that reason. And I don't necessarily touch my toes, and that's okay. Continue to think about squeezing the low belly in and up. reaching the crown of your head forward and then leading through the chest so you're not rounding through the spine. All this leg work today allows us to build flexibility through our legs by holding these stretches for just a few moments. Beautiful. Notice that your heart rate might be starting to slow down a little bit, and that's great. Try to take long, slow, deep inhales and long, slow, complete exhales. Beautiful. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, and then begin to walk your right leg out to the side of your mat and your left leg out. So just try to widen your legs as much as you feel comfortable. Sometimes your hips don't want your legs to go super wide. I know I have tight hips. I'll switch directions here for you. So widen your legs as much as you feel comfortable. And then start to reach your right hand along the inside of your right leg. And then begin to lift your left arm up to the sky. You can keep your knees slightly bent if that feels more comfortable. You'll feel the stretch along the outside of your left ribs. Maybe look up past your left fingertips and fold as far as you feel comfortable to the right side of your mat. If you can grab your right foot, feel free to do so and use that as leverage. Feeling the stretch along the left side body. Beautiful. Inhale, come all the way back up to sitting. And then extend your left arm down the inside of your left leg, holding onto that for leverage, and then bringing your right arm to the sky, breathing into the right side of your ribs. Only folding as far forward, or to the side rather, as you feel comfortable. Beautiful. Inhale, come all the way back up to center. Bring your legs back together. Keep your left leg long and cross your right foot over your left leg. So your right foot is planted on the mat and it's on the outside of your left leg. Left leg is forward. Place your right hand at the base of your spine. Inhale, reach your left arm to the sky. And then slowly lower it down to the outside of your right thigh. Continue to lift your crown of the head to the sky. Squeeze the low belly in and up. And maybe start to twist toward the right if you feel comfortable to do so. You'll feel the twist through the spine, so be sure to keep the core engaged to prevent you from over twisting. And maybe start to look over your right shoulder. Beautiful. As you inhale, slowly come out of the twist. Come back to center and then lengthen your right leg long. Bend the left knee and place your left foot on the outside of your right leg. Place your left hand at the base of your spine. Inhale, reach your right arm to the sky. And exhale, lower your right arm to the outside of your left thigh. Inhale, reach the crown of your head to the sky. Squeeze the low belly in and up. And maybe start to twist through the middle of the spine. Again, keeping the core engaged the whole time to prevent you from over twisting. Maybe look over your left shoulder. Beautiful. And then inhale, slowly come all the way back to center. Great job. Lengthen both legs long. And slowly make your way down to your back. Beautiful. Bring your knees up into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Gently rock from side to side. Inhale, happy baby. Widen the knees. Bring the soles of your feet flat up toward the ceiling. Grab the outside of your thighs and pull your knees down and out towards your outer ribs. Now make sure your whole spine is staying flat on the mat. And if your whole spine is staying flat on the mat and you wish to go a little deeper, option to reach up toward the bottom of your feet for a little more leverage to pull your knees even closer to your ribs. But if you notice that your neck or your tailbone start to creep upward like a U, then maybe just reach a little bit lower. From where you are, option to gently sway from side to side. And if it feels good, you can maybe straighten out one knee at a time, baby ninja kicks. Feel that along the back of your hamstrings. Beautiful. And then slowly bring your knees back into your chest. Give yourself a little hug and lower your feet down toward the mat. So keeping your feet close together, walking them as close to your glutes as you feel comfortable. You have one of two options. So depending on how your hips and your inner thighs and your low back feels, you can kind of choose the option that works best for you. Option number one, separate your feet outward and keep your knees together so they tent inward toward one another. Place your right hand on your belly and your left hand on your heart. This is a great option if you're feeling tightness along your low back and through the hips. Option number two, walk your feet closer together, back to touching, and then allow your knees to splay open for goddess pose, Supta Baddha Konasana. So your feet are pressing into one another, your knees are spread open, and you'll notice this can be uncomfortable on the hips or it can be uncomfortable on the low back. So if it is, return to option number one, knees together, feet apart. But if this option feels good for you, it feels like a good stretch through the hips and thighs, you can then choose how close you want your heels toward your torso. So you can choose to push your feet a little bit further away from you. That might reduce a little bit of the intensity, or you can keep them nice and close toward your groin area to deepen the stretch through the inner thighs. From wherever you choose, wherever feels comfortable for your unique body, allow yourself to relax for just a few breaths. And if neither of these feel comfortable, feel free to make your way to Shavasana, extending your arms and legs out long and wide. At whatever point you choose, you are welcome now to make your way to Shavasana. So if your position currently is working for you, then feel free to stay right there. But at any point now, feel free to make your way to our final resting posture, Shavasana. And from where you are, begin to actively release each muscle group through the body. Relax your toes, the balls of your feet, your arches and your heels. Relax your ankles, your calves, your kneecaps, and your thighs. Relax through the front of your hips, the sides of your hips, and your glutes. Feel your belly soften as it gently rises and falls with each effortless breath. Allow your low back to feel relaxed. Whatever posture it needs to feel good, focus on the low back. Soften through the middle to upper back, Relaxing your shoulder blades down your back on flatly to your mat. Allowing your collarbone to be broad and proud. Relax through your shoulders. Release your biceps, your elbows, your forearms. Relax your palms and your fingers. Relax through your neck and all of the muscles through your face, your jaw, your eyebrows. Allow your tongue to fall from the roof of your mouth and your breath become effortless. On your next inhale, gently invite in more awareness and more breath into the body. And exhale, sigh it out. On your next inhale, slowly reach your arms up over your head for a wall-to-wall stretch. Point your toes, get long, get lean. And then slowly guide your knees up into your chest. Gently rock from side to side and fall over on your favorite side. Keeping your eyes closed, slowly push yourself up to a seat and root down through your sit bones. Cross your legs if that feels comfortable for you. Sit tall and sit proud. Bring your palms together and press your thumbs into your chest. Take a deep inhale through the nose. May we look inward for validation and acceptance. Inhale, draw your thumbs to your lips. May we speak words of truth, kindness, and encouragement. Inhale, draw your thumbs to your third eye center. May we be the change we wish to see in this world. Take a deep inhale to fill yourself with love and light, and exhale to share it with the world. Namaste.
I really hope you enjoyed your class today. If you like these videos, be sure to like and subscribe the YouTube channel, and I will be popping into your inbox at any time. I would also love it if you joined us on our Facebook community page, and you can sign up for the weekly newsletter at kalanayoga.com. Thank you so much for being here.